Hi, I'm Rissi Dollins, and I'm the creator of Crossbite. I've wanted to be in a Western since I was just a kid. Growing up, my family and I would visit Universal Studios Hollywood quite often, and the Backlot Tram Tour was a staple for us. Every single time we'd get to Six Points, Texas on the tour, I would have the most vivid visions of me as a cowboy and a lead in a Western on those streets one day. I wanted to be like the cowboys that I saw in the films that I loved. Sometimes it was the hero like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Sometimes it was the outlaw like Buford Tannen in Back to the Future 3, which is still one of my favorite films to this day. But always the cowboy. I never wanted to be the damsel that most females took on in those Western films. I wanted to be the one with the 6-shooters on my hip. I wanted to be the one that the girls fawned over. And even when I did come across a strong leading female in a Western, I couldn't help but notice that she spent so much of her story defending why she could be both female and tough. I just wanted a story that didn't ride the coattails of the typical elements of sexism, racism, and homophobia that we so often see in Western films. And while I recognize that there's historical accuracy to those elements, I wanted a story that brought modern day ideals of acceptance and diversity into the grit of the Old West without ever needing to address those things through conflict, plot lines, or dialogue. In the story of Crossbite, there's never a need for any characters to address the fact that our lead is a gay female, or the fact that the town this takes place in is made up of racially diverse humans. I think one of the strongest ways to embrace acceptance through storytelling is to let characters of every walk of life exist without needing to talk about why they may be different than cis white straight males. The characters in Crossbite will never have motivations against each other based off of sex, gender identity, sexual preference, ethnicity, or place of origin, but they will have motivations based off of their individual personalities, their unique strengths and shortcomings, their personal goals, and the challenges that they face in their lives. Crossbite wasn't made to be an LGBTQIA2S+ film, but it does bring representation to the community in a way that doesn't make the story about that. My ideal hope for Crossbite is that this setting right now is the last time I'll talk about the elements that could be seen as going against the grain of the typical Western film, because that would be the acceptance that Crossbite is meant to bring.